I have another product from Kupo Grip. This is the travel flag set from Kupo Grip. Right off, this is a nice padded bag. Protect all your delicate accessories. There's quite a few very delicate items in this case that should be protected, especially if you don't have a full 5-ton grip truck or you're running out of a van and you're doing these kind of things. You want to be able to protect these items because they can get damaged very easily. So we're starting off with a white scrim. This is a white scrim double or a white net, 2x3, perfect sizing. Everything really looks nice. The red marking right here means this is a double net, double white net, which means it's about a stop of light. This is the green white net. That means it's about half a stop of light. Hopefully that's true. And as you can see, it is double sewn and has the nylon webbing around it, sewn very, very well. There should be a half a stop of light off the back light hitting me. This is mostly a net kit, it seems, and it does have some diffusion in it. And we'll take a look at that. Continue on. Let's just pop right into the actual nets that I generally use. The black double. It's a double net. How do you know? It's got the red webbing all the way around it. Good quality, double net, black double, white double. There's going to be a black single and a white single. Open-ended. Why is it open-ended? Because you don't want to cast any shadows. Again, webbing, double stitch webbing all the way around. Really nice net. Let's go to our single. Again, I'm being very cautious when putting this stuff back in the bag. I don't want it to get ripped or destroyed. You put a hole in one of these nets. They're very fragile. They can make holes very easily. You put a hole in one of these nets and you have to reskin the whole thing. You have to send it off to somebody and they're going to put a whole new net on there, and then they're going to have to stitch all the webbing all the way around. It can be quite expensive. That's why you need to be very careful with it. Another 2x3 open-ended. This is the single. How we know it's a single? It's got the green webbing around it to tell me and indicate this is a single. It's supposed to be industry standard, should be half a stop. That looks about half a stop to me. Half stop light. Nice. We'll go ahead and set it in a C-stand just for giggles, because that's generally what you're going to do. You're going to put this in a C-stand, open-ended, like so, and then you're going to cut the light. Wire net's important. Let's go from the cheap version. Maybe you're doing an interview, maybe you're doing a documentary, and somebody's sitting there and they show up and they got this white shirt on and you're blasting light, maybe light coming through the window, and you're blasting this shirt with a bunch of light and it's overexposed. Their skin is perfect and their face is perfectly exposed. It's just that the shirt is bouncing a lot of that light and it's overexposed. Now you could take a net in there and you can stop down that. You can add both of these together. You can add the double and the single together, get 1.5 stops if need be, or you just add the single and get half a stop, or the double and get 1 stop. Also, if you're looking out a window and the sun's very, very bright outside, oftentimes they'll put nets, same thing. Maybe they double it up, a single and a double, or maybe they just use 1 net and they put it outside the window and then it takes down either a stop or half a stop. That's why the nets are very important. Is a type of silk. And to be quite honest with you, it's not something I use very often. This goes back into items that I don't really use very often professionally on a lot of the professional movie sets and commercials that I've worked on and have done myself. This is not something I commonly used. Again, same webbing, open-ended, so you can set it like so, so you don't cast any shadows onto your subject. And our last item. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kit set. And our last item in here is going to be a standard silk. This is just a standard silk. Comes in the yellow webbing. That's how you know it's a silk. China silks are usually a white webbing. That's why I believe that's a China silk. But this is just a standard silk used for diffusion, diffusing down people. Again, you can soften the light, you can diffuse it, you can take a couple stops out of it by just setting one of these silks. Not as common in filmmaking as they used to be. When I started in the business, these silks were a little bit more common than what they are now in today's world. A lot of people tend to use just some kind of diffusion gel like a grid cloth or something like just a basic 250 diffusion. This is mostly a diffusion and net kit. Good kit if that's what you're looking for. That's going to do it for this video, and I have to give a shout out again to Kupo Grip for allowing me to borrow all this equipment on my recent commercial that I did. Maybe I don't use it all, but it's nice to have everything there. So I got a shout out to them very much. Thank you. You'll see more from me and more from Kupo Grip in future videos.